Now to South Africa, where Olympic track star and accused murderer Oscar Pistorius spent much of this week being grilled about the death of his girlfriend. Prosecutor Gerrie Nel addressed Pistorius yesterday.
I'm not convinced about your answer now. I think that you're trying to cover up for lies. And I'm not convinced.
Joining us now is former criminal trial lawyer and CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman. Rikki, good morning.
Good morning.
We hear the prosecutor attacking Pistorius' credibility openly calling him a liar. How is he allowed to do that?
Well, we certainly would never be allowed to do it in the United States. You cannot, as a prosecutor, put yourself into the case and say, I submit, I accuse you, you are lying. Here, this prosecutor has pushed the envelope as far as anyone can. At some point, even the judge said, no more, calling him a liar. It's demeaning. This prosecutor, though, we must say, is marvelous. He's ferocious. He's relentless.
You like him, don't you, Rikki?
He's a bulldog. He's known as a pit bull. I have not watched a cross-examination, I don't think ever, that I have seen anything like this outside of a movie. It is one point after another to break the witness down.
Oh, he's obviously one of South Africa's top attorneys, and you can see why. What about the testimony? Because there is something so bizarrely compelling about hearing Pistorius. He's crying, he's very emotional, but I get the sense that that prosecutor is trying to make him seem like a narcissist.
Well, a narcissist certainly would be my word. I think if you look in the United States, we do have something called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, where we can talk about mental diseases or defects. And if you look up narcissistic personality disorder, what you would see is the picture of Oscar Pistorius as portrayed by this prosecutor. Someone who thinks only about himself, someone who has no empathy whatsoever, someone who takes no responsibility for his actions. By the way, reminds me of another case that I had covered many years ago when we think of how O.J. Simpson was portrayed. Right. I'm not responsible for anything. Right. The police moved the evidence. I didn't do that. A gun went up over a sunroof. I didn't do that. Oh, a gun went off in a restaurant. I didn't do that. So the prosecutor is allowed to portray him in this way that he is all about him.
He's made some very emotional testimony this week. Is he helping his case, do you think?
Well, I don't know if he helps his case with a judge. Remember, we have one judge here, two assessors. The assessors are professionals. They can, of course, wind up dealing with the verdict in this case and can overrule the judge. But what you have here with all of this emotion, it didn't just start here. It started all the way back at the bail hearing, this vomiting in the bucket, these histrionics. And the irony being the prosecution asks this question and then we get a response. The prosecution says, well, why are you so emotional now? Listen to what Pistorius answers.
Got it?
We may not have.
This is not. I lost the person that I cared about. I don't know how people don't understand that.
So there he is. I lost the person I most cared about. Why don't people understand this? Why are you emotional now? The most emotional defendant we have ever watched on a witness stand. And you know what's a little bizarre? What we see here is that we see the courtroom, but we have this disembodied voice of Pistorius. If I were his lawyer, frankly, I would have had him on camera. He might be more empathetic. Right. But he is not empathetic under this cross.
It's already been 20 days and it's still fascinating. Rikki Klieman, thank you so much.
Thank you.